welcome to another video. So in this video I would like to talk about the codes and conventions of the serial drama or soap opera. Okay, so in contrast perhaps to a series, and please watch my other video on series if you've not done so. In contrast to a serial doesn't end. There isn't a season 1, 2, 3. There isn't an end to the season. There's no finale. And as such doesn't have a set number of episodes before then going on hiatus. It will just continue indefinitely, okay? There will still be episodes, so it's still episodic, perhaps in respect to a serial drama, a soap, certainly the British ones such as Coronation Street or EastEnders. They may well be 2 to 3 times a week, 2 episodes a week, 3 episodes a week, and that will occur every week, throughout the year, every year, until perhaps the soap gets cancelled. Okay, as such you do find that a lot of soaps, again particularly British soaps or your Aussie soaps, have been on for a number of years. Coronation Street in particular I believe is celebrating its 50th anniversary, perhaps longer in fact. Coronation Street, EastEnders certainly celebrating something like a 30th anniversary recently. So you will find that series soap operas will continue for many years, okay, which hence why we perhaps might refer to them as more traditional formats in respect to single camera productions. They will have a more traditional linear narrative as well. Flashbacks and subverted narratives are usually quite rare. Perhaps the only soap that does that quite frequently, or rather more frequently perhaps than you would expect as a result of it not being a convention, is perhaps Hollyoaks, who does every so often a flash forward to New Year, for example, or it may well have a flashback to an event that we didn't witness first time round that might explain some sort of whodunit. They do that perhaps more often than the rest of the soaps, but even unto itself, not very often, and perhaps once a year. So conventional, traditional, linear narratives, more Todorovian in respect to chronological rather than having your subverted flashbacks or flash forwards. They are aired pre-watershed, usually referred to as primetime television, for example before 9 o'clock. As such, they will have certain obligations when it comes to regulation, Ofcom for example, in respect to profanity, themes of sexual content, violence, etc. And will deal with family, day-to-day family values. And many of these narratives will be exaggerated, perhaps even controversial sometimes, at least relative to traditional soap conventions. They will deal with current social issues, narrative themes which are relative to the time, which you could refer to as being contemporary. They will need to stand out from the crowd. They usually race to be the first to do something. So for example, as a result of craving or needing a unique selling point to stand out from the crowd, they may well be the first to do this or the first to do that. For example, Emmerdale had the first transgender character. I believe Emmerdale also had the first lesbian kiss, and Coronation Street, I say recently, I do feel like it may well have been 2, perhaps 3 years ago now, had the first Muslim wedding. Reoccurring themes such as domestic violence, affairs, weddings, marriage, pregnancy, crime, and others will take advantage of these realist narratives. In fact, I should have the British Soap Awards montage playing along the bottom from 3 different years. As you can see, they are very similar in terms of what they look like, because they are montages of sequences that do include violence, affairs, weddings, marriage, pregnancy, crime very often. And once you have those narratives present on and on and on and on throughout the year, you do get a degree of repetition. You do find conventionally a lot of those things will pop up time and time again. For example, a character who gets slapped, a character who gets shot, a car crash, someone falling from a height, any kind of fisticuffs, fighting, again, affairs, people sneaking around, and as a result of that you see those themes being repeated often. Okay, there will be elements of humor, and you may also see that in the montages below. When humor occurs, it is often over exaggerated slapstick humor, perhaps again people falling over, people slipping over, people punching someone and moving out of the way and punching the wrong person, that kind of slapstick sketch based humor. Star power does exist. relative to the soap genre, however, so significantly less exclusive appeal than a star who may well feature in a television show of a larger budget, or indeed a Hollywood blockbuster. But you will have star power relative to the soap genre. So, for example, long-standing reoccurring characters such as Peggy Mitchell, Danny Dyer's character, Alfie Moon, for example. They will be in the soap for many years and as such become household names relative to the soap genre. They will have lower budgets. I've mentioned that in relation to the star power that they are able to secure. Therefore, the lower budgets are reflected in the lower production values. However, they may well save their production budget for some sort of explosive end-of-year or anniversary cliffhanger, where usually something explodes. One of the pivotal locations, the pub or the cafe or the street or the factory they all work in, for example, or the social space that they all attend regularly. And that will usually explode, linked to some sort of whodunit, and that will be some sort of explosive cliffhanger: who died, who didn't die, who survived, who did it, that kind of thing. Usually around Christmas, but it may well be reserved for some sort of anniversary episode. For example, Hollyoaks often do something for Halloween, where something usually occurs then. And they are also linked to perhaps one-off events, maybe a live episode again to celebrate an anniversary, and an opportunity to go viral as a result. Something that might be referred to as event television, a unique selling point that will hopefully go viral on social media, which will trend that particular weekend, or maybe for several weeks leading up to the anniversary or indeed Christmas, where many of the soaps will compete for the coveted Soap of the Year award. Okay, hence the montages at the bottom. Okay, so please have a look at those montages. They will certainly cover some of those reoccurring themes. You can certainly see some of those repeating over and over. And again, use the Google site as well. There's a clip there from Coronation Street. There's a number of clips on YouTube that you could use to deconstruct when it comes to deconstructing a particular scene from a serial drama. Other than that, thank you for watching the video. Please watch the corresponding video on drama series. Many of the points in the conventions will conflict and contrast and will allow you to compare. Okay, thank you for watching the video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you for watching.